In problem 4, we're given data asked to find the supply and demand in a market equilibrium. It sounds very similar to what we've been doing, but there is one difference in here. And we're told to use 10 decimal places. Let me show you why that is. Let's get everything graphed. Insert a scatter plot. It picked up supply and demand correctly. Let me give myself some room here. Okay, let's get our trend lines. Both linear trend lines, so that's good. Okay, now notice that Excel by default gave me 4 decimal places, but only 2 significant digits on the slope, and it gave me 3 decimal places and 5 significant digits for this coefficient. So our author for this web work problem is warning us that this won't be enough, and I'll show you in a minute why that is. Let me get my other trend line. So we have very, very small slopes, and that's part of the problem. We have small slopes and we have large values of units, and that's a little bit of a difficult combination. So we're told to raise the precision to 10 decimal places. Before I do that, I want to show you why we need to do that. Let me set up my chart using the supply and demand functions and thousands of units. Let's see. Okay, so I've got supply and demand, and now if I do a difference, so setting up just like we have on the previous problems, and then a goal seek on that difference to set it to 0. Set the cell to a value of 0 by changing the number of units and hit OK. So here we have our value for when we did a goal seek with the precision that Excel gave us. Let's do this again. Copy and paste those headers in. And this time I want to increase the precision. To do that, select the equation and then a right click to format the trend line label is the submenu I want. And on those 3 bars, the label options, go to the category, change it to number. And then right here, you can change the decimal places. Let's make it 10. And now our equation is to 10 decimal places of precision instead of the usual 3. Same on the other equation. Select it, right click, format the trendline label. In the category, under number, change it to 10 decimal places. And now I'm going to program this in for the demand and supply. And for supply, let me grab that function, copy it in, don't forget the equal sign, put in the multiplication, and put a reference to the number of units. Now let's do a difference. And set that difference equal to 0 with goal seek. So there's a difference of about 100 units, and that's because the slope of these equations was so small and the number of units was so big. Let's put in our answers. This is the demand function. Remember to change X to Q and put in all 10 decimal places of accuracy. And our equilibrium quantity is 6736.